Good morning. Today we are solving equations with variables on both sides. We're going to solve these the same way we've been solving all of our other equations, except we need to move all of the letters to one side or the other. So right now, first thing, set up our problem by drawing the line. We have two x's here, so we need to get those on the same side because we really want to solve for x and have only one x there. So we also need to label our side 1 with v for the variable, which side do you want the variables to end up on, and one side for c for the constant, which side is just the numbers going to end up on. Since this side has a number, I'm going to label this side the constant side, and then I'm going to try and get all the variables over to the left side. So how to move this one over to the other side? Right now, this whole thing is positive. Some of you might be thinking, well, I just want to move the 5, I want to divide. No, we're going to move the whole term. The whole term is positive, so the opposite would be to subtract 5x. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So those eliminate. 8 minus 5 is 3, not just 3, 3x. And then we have 24 from here. Then our last step, the opposite of multiply is divide. Divide by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So this only new part is first we need to get all the variables on the same side. So let's set this one up. Draw your line. We have a p here and we have a p here. We need to pick one side for our variable and one side for our constants. It doesn't really matter which side you pick. However, we're going to end up moving all of the letters to the same side. I'm going to pick this side for my variable because there are more positives over here. Negative 3 is more positive than negative 17. And over here I'm going to have all my constants, just my numbers, end up over there. If you flipped it, it's okay, you'll get the same answer in the end. So first I need to move this letter, this negative 17p. The opposite of a negative 17 would be a positive 17, but we're moving the p as well. So those are gone. We have a negative 5 on the right. Don't forget the negative and the minus there. Difference sign subtract 17 minus 13 should give us 4p. And that's a positive 4p. 4 positives, and then we have the 19. Now we're just trying to get p by itself. Just like a two-step equation here, get rid of first-year addition or subtraction, subtract 19. Those eliminate, we have 4p. And then a negative 19 and a negative 5, same sign, add and keep, that should give us a negative 24. And then last, the opposite of multiply is divide. 24 divided by 4, well, 6 times 4 is 24, so negative 6. Alright, next, looking at your little chart, remember we have those charts that start off with first distribute, then combine like terms, then get the variables on one side, then get rid of addition and subtraction, and then multiplication and division. That's the chart we're following when we're solving these equations. So first thing, we need to get rid of those parentheses and distribute. I'm going to draw a box to multiply. Our classroom, we have 3x minus 4. In front, our teacher is 6. And this is also equal to 12x. I'm just going to write that there. 6 times 3 is 18 with the x. 6 times 4 is 24, but it's negative. So we have 18x minus 24 equals 12x. Let's draw our line down. We want to get all the letters on one side. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to pick this side because this side only has letters. This side has numbers and letters. So if I move this 18 over to the other side, right now it's positive, so the opposite would be subtract 18x. We have negative 24, and 12 minus 18 is negative 6x. And then last, the opposite of multiply is divide. Divide by -6 on both sides. You can't add because this is really multiplied. Two negatives multiply or divide to make a positive, and 6 times 4 is 24. Next one, we have parentheses again. I'm going to distribute on this side. In my classroom I have y and -5. Out front I have 8. So I have 6y minus 18. On the left, 8 times y is 8y. 8 times -5 is -40. So I have 6y minus 18 equals 8y minus 40. And get all our variables on one side. There's more variables over here. There's 8, so I'm going to put the variables on this side, and our constants are just our numbers on the left side. So if I don't want the y's over here, I need to move them over to be with the other variables. I'm going to subtract 6y. Notice I'm putting it directly under the term that I can combine together. We have -18. 8y minus 6y is 2y. Then we have the minus 40. We're trying to get this letter y all by itself, so we need to move this 40 over to be with the other numbers. Add 40. We have 2y. And then 40 minus 18, or -18 plus 40. There's more positives. There should be 22 more positives. And then last, the opposite of multiply is divide by 2. So we have y. 22 divided by 2 should give us 11. Alright, on to the next side. Solving this equation, we want all of our letters on the same side. This is really a 1k. The 1k here and 3k here. There's more variables over here, so I'm going to put my variables on the right and my constant numbers on the left. So if I need to move this to be with the other letters, it's a positive 1, so I'm going to subtract 1k. So we're left with 2k minus 1 and a 1. We want our variable all by itself here, so the opposite of subtracting 1 is adding 1. We have 2k, and 1 plus 1 is 2. Our last step, the opposite of multiply, is divide. 2 over 2 is just 1, 1k or just k, and same thing here, 2 over 2 is just 1. Alright, I would suggest trying this one on your own. It is a little bit new, and then going through it with us together. First thing, we can't distribute. Second, we have like terms. We have x's here and x's here. We can combine those together because they're on the same side of this line. You can't combine this one because it's like hitting that wall, okay? 2 minus 5 is going to give us -3x. There's more negatives. Then we have plus 8. And over here we have 3x minus 4. So we want all the letters on one side. There's more positive ones over here, so I'm going to put my constants here and my variables on this side. Oopsies, I did that backwards. I want my variables. I mean, it really doesn't matter because you get the same answer, but I want my variable here and my constants on this side. So if I want to move this, because I don't want this variable over here, the opposite of subtracting 3 is adding 3. So 3 plus 3 is 6x minus 4 equals 8. And then the opposite of subtracting 4, because we're trying to get this x by itself, do the letter last here, add 4. We have 6x. 8 plus 4 should give us 12. And then last, the opposite of multiply is divide. 12 divided by 6 is 2. If you need, take a little break and then continue on with the next half here. On this next one, we're doing the same thing. We can't distribute, there's no parentheses, so we're going to combine our like terms first. 5a plus 2a, can't do this one because it's on the other side. 5 plus 2 is 7a, then we just have minus 3 equals 4a plus 9. We need all the letters on the same side. There's more variables over here, so I'm going to put my variable here and my constant, just the number on the right. So we need to move this over to the other side, so I'm going to subtract 4a. 7 minus 4 is 3a, minus 3 equals 9. And then getting a by itself, get rid of addition and subtraction, so we're going to add 3. We have 3a, and 9 plus 3 more is 12. And then last, just divide by 3 because this is multiplied. 12 divided by 3 is 4. On to the next one. Draw your line down. We want to get all the b's together. First we can combine our like terms. 8b minus 3b. 8 minus 3 is 5b. And then plus 11. We should be getting good at solving equations, doing one step after the next. Now we need all the b's on the same side. There's more over here, so I'm going to put my variable here and my constant over here. So I'm going to move this 2b, subtract 2b, positive, so subtract it. Those make 0. 5 minus 2 is 3b, plus 11 equals 2. And then we need b all by itself, get rid of addition or subtraction, subtract 11. We have 3b, and 2 minus 11, there's more negatives, there's 9 more, so negative 9. And then the opposite of multiply is divide. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and they're negative. Good. Alright, these next ones a little bit different. It says solve the equation. What's the first step? I see lots of parentheses here with 2 terms inside, so that means I'm going to have to distribute or draw a box. So when I draw my line down here to solve this, I need a box on this side and I need a box on this side. So when I set this up, in my classroom here I have 7 minus 2p and my teacher is the 6. On this side my classroom is 5p minus 4 and my teacher is 3. So when I multiply, 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times negative 2, well 6 times 2 is 12 with the p and it's negative. 3 times 5 is 15 with the p. And 3 times negative 4, I know it's going to be a negative, they don't get along. 3 times 4 is 12. So let's rewrite what we have. We have 42 minus 12p equals 15p minus 12. We're done with these in red because we multiplied. So we need all the p's on the same side. There's more p's over here, so I'm going to leave my variables on this side. That means I have my constants on this side, just the numbers. So let's get rid of this p over to the other side. The opposite of subtracting 12p would be adding 12p. Those eliminate. We have 42. 15 plus 12 will give us 27p. Just add them up. And then minus 12. Our goal is to get p all by itself, so the opposite of subtracting 12 would be adding 12. So those eliminate. 42 plus 12 is 54. And then last, the opposite of multiplying by 27 is dividing by 27. Now you might want a calculator for this one. Some of us might not know what 54 divided by 27 is, but it should give us a nice 2. Alright, let's try the second one. Same thing. There are 2 boxes, or 2 sets of parentheses, so 2 boxes. In this one I have n minus 3, and my teacher is the 5. and this one I have n plus 6, and my teacher is the 8. When we multiply, 5 times n is 5n. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. Over here on this side, 8 times n, just put them together, 8n. 8 times 6, or 6 times 8 is 48. So we have 5n minus 15 equals 8n plus 48. 5n here, 8n here. We want all the n's on the same side. There's more variables on this side. So I'm going to have my constants on the left and my variable on the right. So in order to move this 5n, I'm going to have to subtract 5n because it's positive. So we have not 15, we have negative 15. 8 minus 5 is 3. Oops, not m. N. And then plus 48. We want n all by itself, so get rid of your addition or subtraction next. Subtract 48. It's like unwrapping a present. Gotta do the outside layers first. We have 3n. These are all negative, so we're going to add them. 5 plus 8 is 13. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. They're all negatives. And then last, the opposite of multiply is divide. 3 over 3 is just 1. Negative 63 divided by 3, I know it's going to be a negative number. 63 divided by 3 should give us, well, 60 divided by 3 is 20, and 1 more will give us 21. If you're not sure, just plug that in your calculator. Alright, I think this is our last slide. Yep. Saving and spending. Currently, you have $80 and your sister has $145. You decide to save $6 of your allowance each week, while your sister decides to spend her whole allowance plus $7 each week. How long will it be before you have as much money as your sister? So we want to know how long when they each have the same amount. So I'm going to put you on one side and your sister on the other. Right now it says you have $80 and your sister has $145. But you are saving $6 each week. So every week you're going to add on another $6. So I'm going to say this is really 80. I'm just going to move it over. And you're adding on $6 multiplied by the number of weeks. $6 every week. So if we have 3 weeks, we'd have $6 times 3 weeks. On the other side, your sister is spending, so that would be subtracting. You're losing money. She's losing $7 each week, so 7 times the number of weeks. We need to solve to figure out how many weeks will you and your sister have the same amount of money. So there's more positive over here, so this is going to be my variable. This is going to be my constant. So to move this to the other side, I'm going to add 7w. Those eliminate. 6 plus 7 is 13w, and we have the 80. So we need to get w by itself. Let's subtract 80. Those are gone. We have 13w. 145 minus 80 should give us 65. If we're not sure, 5 minus 0 is 5. 14 minus 8 is 6. And then last, the opposite of multiplying is divide by 13. So we should have w equals, and I think we should get 5. If you're not sure, plug 65 divided by 13 into your calculator, and w stands for weeks. After 5 weeks, you will have just as much money as your sister. Alright, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.